Okay, I welcome all the participants to this session one of day two of online faculty development program sponsored by Atal Academy, Chandigarh. And today is the session one of day two. So I welcome on the behalf of Civil Engineering Department me and Engineer Kundan Kumar Rao. So the expert for today's session is Dr. Manjeet Bansalji. So I would like to take the privilege to introduce Dr. Bansal. Dr. Manjeet Bansal is presently working as a professor of civil engineering at Gyani Jail Singh Campus College of Engineering and Technology, MRSPTU, Bathinda, Punjab. He is working since last 25 years with this institution. He is also presently working as chairman admission cell and Dean Consultancy and Industry Linkage at Maharaja Ranjit Singh Punjab Technical University, Bathinda, and Director Punjab Institute of Technology, Mansa, Punjab. He also worked as Director Baba Hira Singh Bhattal Institute of Engineering and Technology, Sangrur, Head of Civil Engineering Department, MRSPTU Bathinda, and Public Relation Officer, MRSPTU Bathinda. These posts in the very near past, Dr. Bansal has held. So I welcome Dr. Manjeet Bansal ji, and now I request please proceed with the lecture, sir.
Thank you, Sukhdeep and Kundan. A very good morning to all. On the second day of the short-term course. So without discussing much more, we'll directly start today's topic. Sudeep, is it visible? It's okay?
Yes, sir, it's visible, sir.
Okay. So today discussion, we will have a discussion on the topic waste materials and byproducts in the highway construction. So all of you might be agreeing with me then when the civilization started, when the development started from the old times to the present one. So as man progresses in terms of technology and other things, similarly the type of waste produced also increases. As the needs, greeds of man increases on this planet Earth, then with the increase or with the advancement of technologies, the quantity types of waste also increases. So different types of waste are produced in this technological world. So in broad sense, two types of waste are produced. One is biodegradable, one is non-biodegradable waste. So biodegradable waste, all of you might be knowing that biodegradable waste means that decomposes in the atmosphere due to actions of various atmospheric agents and other gases. And finally, after biodegradation, it mixes with your surrounding environment, land, air, soil, all these. Whereas non-biodegradable waste is that type of waste which remains as such where it is produced. Clear? So second category of waste, which is non-biodegradable, that is of big concern, and disposal of how to dispose it, how to treat it, That's a big challenge throughout the world for different countries. Either they come in the developed countries or developing countries, in either of the categories of the countries. That's a big challenge. That's a big task for all of throughout the world. All the top scientists of the world are doing a lot of R&D, research and development on this non-biodegradable waste, how they can be tackled, because they are a big threat. This non-biodegradable waste is a big threat to the environment in the coming days. It is a big threat for the quality of life for future generations. So that's a big challenge in front of the top scientists of the world, how to tackle this type of problem. So the present discussion, today's discussion, will be on the topic of this waste, how we can, different types of waste can be utilized in the highway construction. Because this will serve two purposes. If successfully we will be able to utilize these wastes, so then we will serve two purposes. One is we will serve the purpose of waste management, and second one is the traditional materials, the natural traditional materials which we are using, traditional natural materials which we are using, which we are using already in the highway construction, that will be saved, because their quantity is also declining day by day, and huge amount of money is wasted on that. So if we are successful in using the different types of waste in our highway construction, in our road constructions, then that will serve the purpose of waste management also, as well as the saving of the natural materials, which the quantity of those natural materials is declining day by day. So this is what I have discussed, that if we are able to use these waste materials in highway construction successfully, then that will serve the two purposes. Now, as far as concerned the roads, so majority of you are from civil engineering side, I assume. So all of you might be knowing, when any type of road are constructed, that road may be MDR, major district road, or ODR, other district road, or that may be under your Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, that may be your district roads, that may be your state highway, and that may be your national highway. So any type of road when we construct, so that involves basically in all types of roads compaction of different layers. It may be a compaction of soil layers, it may be compaction of aggregates. So all types of roads involves compaction of different materials. So as far as these conventional materials are concerned, the conventional materials which we are using in road construction, like in this slide, soil, then your stone aggregates, sand, these are the conventional traditional materials which we are using in highway construction, that involves soil, stone aggregates, sand, bitumen, cement. All these, when we use, so we conduct a number of tests to check the to check the suitability of these materials, we go for a number of tests to check the suitability of these materials for highway construction. Clear? So different types of tests are performed according to the requirement of the roads, like permeability, volume stability, strength, hardness, toughness, fatigue, durability, viscosity, so many parameters, because all are related to the strength, durability of the pavement or road which we are constructing. For which purpose we are constructing, that purpose should be served. So we conduct these various types of tests to check these properties which are been mentioned on your slide, to check the suitability of all these traditional materials for road construction or for highway construction. Clear? So now, when we talk about the waste materials, when we talk about the waste materials which we can use in the highway construction, then naturally those waste, we have to go for the tests, various tests for all those waste materials. We have to go for the different types of tests for the waste materials which have to be used in place of the conventional traditional materials in the highway construction. Clear? But we cannot apply all those tests which we are using on the conventional materials used in the highway construction. We cannot use those type of tests which we are applying on conventional materials to check the suitability for road construction. We cannot apply those tests on the waste materials. It means we have to devise new tests which we can apply on the waste materials to check their suitability for the highway construction. So in this series, we had made a flow diagram, a flow chart to check the suitability of the waste materials in highway construction. So this flow chart is a self-speaking or self-explainable flow chart which shows that when we start from this new material, so new material, we will go for physical or chemical processing. We will go for physical or chemical processes, then possible highway material. After that waste material, we can say we come across that this waste material can be possibly used in the highway construction as a highway material. So then after that, we will go for assess with respect to safety and health issues. We will check that waste material, whether this is not a hazardous waste, this is safe. Similarly, if we are using that in the highway construction, there should not be any health issue for the persons which are involved in the construction of highways. Clear? We will check that, and then after that, if that is passes, if that waste material passes through the safety and health issue, then we will go, are conventional test procedure applicable? We will check that if that waste material passes through that safety test, then we will check whether the conventional test procedure applicable. If yes, then we will go for those conventional tests which we have already discussed. If not, then accept materials, otherwise we will conduct the field test according to the requirement. Similarly, if that waste material fails in comparison with your safety and health issues, then we will go again for rejection of the material. So this flow chart explains how the waste materials can be used or can be tested for checking the suitability in the highway construction. Now, next discussion topic comes types of recycled materials in use. Before we starting this series of lecture, I will explain something in brief. First of all, you should know that suppose when a national highway is constructed, you know, or a good highway, a national highway is constructed, what are the different steps for construction of a national or state level highways? So in that, first we prepare the subgrade, and approximately the thickness of the subgrade is soil जो हम compact करते हैं, जैसे we prepare for the foundation when we construct a building, same procedure here. We prepare a subgrade by doing the proper compaction in layers, different layers, and the thickness of that subgrade which we prepare by compacting the soil in different layers. So approximately thickness of that subgrade varies from type of roads, but in broad sense, the thickness of that subgrade which we prepare by compacting the soil in different layers is approximately 500 mm. Means half meter of the subgrade is prepared. First step. Then second step is we place GSV on that. The subgrade which we have prepared, we place GSV. GSV, what does GSV means? Granular subbase. GSV means granular subbase. So we prepare we place GSV, granular subbase, and approximately thickness of the granular subbase, approximately thickness of the granular subbase is 150 mm to 250 mm. Thickness of the granular subbase is 150 mm to 250 mm. That varies from 150 mm to 250 mm. Granular subbase. Clear? So now the next question arises that what is the material to be used in granular subbase? So in that granular subbase, we use 70% of the aggregates and 30% of the. This is just a rough idea to give you the exact picture of how the important roads like national highway or state highways are constructed. So in that GSV, approximately 70% of the aggregates are used and 30% of the coarse sand is used. Firstly, we prepare subgrade of half meter, then approximately 150 mm to 250 mm GSV is there. Then third one is base course. After on GSV, we place base course. Base course is of two types which we lay on GSV. So that base course may be WBM and WMM. WBM means water-bound macadam, and WMM means wet mix macadam. So the thickness of this WBM, that is water-bound macadam, and wet mix macadam is approximately 150 mm to 225 mm. The thickness of the base course is approximately 150 mm to 225 mm, and it is generally placed in layers of 75 mm thickness. Again, I am repeating, this base course which is placed on the GSV, that is of two types. One is water-bound macadam and second one is wet mix macadam, and the thickness of this base course is generally varies from 150 mm to 225 mm in layers of 75 mm thickness. Clear? So in case of water-bound macadam, it is in situ casting. Means in situ casting means casting on the site, and whereas wet mix macadam means the mixer is coming from the plant. Clear? So this is placed upon GSV. So after the base course, then on the base course the layer comes DBM or BM. What do you mean by DBM or BM means? DBM means dense bitumen macadam, and BM is bitumen macadam. Dense bitumen macadam and bitumen macadam. These layers are placed upon base course. The thickness of this DBM or BM is varies from 50 mm to 100 mm. In this grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 are there. So depends upon the specification of particular type of road. We place the thickness of 50 mm to 100 mm in different grades, grade 1, 2 and 3. Clear? So DBM and BM in thickness of 50 mm to 100 mm. Now the last top layer which is placed on the top, that is BC. BC means bituminous concrete, or sometimes SDBC is also placed on the top layer. SDBC is also placed. SDBC means semi-dense bitumen concrete. On the top layer, BC is placed. BC means bituminous concrete, and sometimes SDBC is placed, that is known as semi-dense bituminous concrete. The thickness of that varies from 30 mm to 50 mm. Clear? So this is the whole scenario, how we make the important road like national highway, state highway. Anybody have any doubt in this? This is not the part of our presentation, but I think because I am discussing the highway construction, so this is the basic thing which I should explain. Firstly, मैं 2 मिनट के लिए फिर repeat कर रहा हूँ. Firstly, we will prepare the subgrade by proper compaction of the soil layers of 500 mm. Then on that we place GSB, that is granular subbase, that approximately forms 70% of the aggregate and 30% of the core sand. And on that GSB base course is there. Base course is of two types. One is WBM, water bound macadam. Second one is WMM, wet mix macadam. Thickness varies from 150 mm to 225 mm in layers of 75 mm. Then on that DBM or BM layer, DBM is dense bitumen macadam, BM is bitumen macadam, layer of 50 mm to 100 mm. Then on the top is BC, that is bituminous concrete or SDBC, semi-dense bituminous concrete, 30 mm to 50 mm. So this is just all about your how a important national highway or state highway is found. In this, anybody have any doubt? So now types of recycled material in use. In this, on the background you can see easily the picture, the different types of plastic waste. So these we can use as a stabilizing agent in the soil. Similarly, as a subgrade applications also that can be used. Clear? So in this slide, two terms are used here. One is your HDPE and other one is your LDPE. So first of all, I will explain what is HDPE. HDPE is again a plastic material. HDPE full form is high density polyethylene. High density HDPE is high density polyethylene. It is a thermoplastic polymer made from petroleum. HDPE is a high density polyethylene. It is a thermoplastic polymer made from petroleum. Whereas LDPE is a low density polyethylene. It is a soft, flexible, lightweight plastic material and has good chemical and impact resistance and easy to fabricate. So this is something about your HDPE and LDPE. That is also a type of your waste material. And one term is here used. We use HMA. HMA is also again a high macadam. Clear? So HMA is hot mix asphalt. HMA full form is hot mix asphalt. So these are the terms which we are using in this slide. HDPE, again I am repeating, high density polyethylene. It is a thermoplastic polymer made from petroleum. LDPE is a low density polyethylene. It is a soft, flexible, lightweight plastic material and it has good chemical and impact resistance and easy to fabricate. HMA means hot mix asphalt. Now the next question, one term we will commonly use in our discussion, that is your asphalt. So basically, uh, in a broad sense, what is the basic difference between bitumen and asphalt? Asphalt is also a improved quality of bitumen, which is laid on the expressways or important roads. Asphalt is a, if we will define asphalt, it is a composite of aggregate sand and bitumen, where bitumen acts as the liquid binding material that holds asphalt together. Clear? Asphalt is a concrete mixture where bitumen is a cement binding for pavement. So in a simple language, basically asphalt is a improved quality of bitumen mix. Clear? So types of recycled materials in use: RPP, recycled plastic bins. Clear? So these have been also used in stabilizing embankments. Clear? So now in this slide, again we are using one more term, that is CIPR. Here we are using CIPR. So what does CIPR means? Cold in place recycling. CIPR means cold in place recycling, cold in place recycling as a pavement rehabilitation. This CIPR means cold, full form of CIPR means cold in place recycling as a pavement rehabilitation and stabilization with cement. This CIPR improves road surface, clear, with the minimum expenses. This CIPR technique is used for rehabilitation and stabilization of existing road. This is a basically CIPR, cold in place recycling. It is a method of removing and reusing the existing asphalt surface. It involves grinding off top 2 to 5 inches of existing asphalt surface and mixing crushed asphalt with an asphalt recycling agent. Basically, now I will explain. आगे भी हमारा आएगा कि nowadays this recycled asphalt shingles. So can anybody tell what is this asphalt shingles? अभी हमने CIPR में भी एक बात डिस्कस की है कि basically CIPR is a method of removing and reusing the existing asphalt surface. It involves grinding of top 2 to 5 inches of existing asphalt surface and mixing crushed asphalt with an asphalt recycling agent. So can anybody tell all of you that what is asphalt shingles? How these can be utilized nowadays? How they have been utilized? Can anybody tell? Basically, nowadays, what is happening? These asphalt shingles are when we make a new pavement, so existing road surface. Nowadays, milling machine comes. Milling machine is there. That is a type of machine which already the road or pavement which is existing there. So that with the help of this machine, that road surface is which is existing, so that is grinding off, and small pieces are utilized in the construction of new road. Clear? So that milling machine, when that grinds the old existing pavement surface or road surface, so then that converts into small pieces shown on your screen that are known as recycled asphalt shingles, and those recycled asphalt shingles are used in the construction of new pavement, new road surface, and generally that mix is used in fourth stage. We have 5 stages of the new road construction. First one is subgrade, then GSB, then base course, then DBM or BM, and finally BC. So in the fourth step, DBM or BM, we use this recycled asphalt shingle, small pieces of the grinding of the old pavement. Clear? So this serves 2 purposes. Suppose in a a road surface, we have to lay down suppose 4.3% of bitumen. And if the agency places 3% of bitumen in place of 4.3%, then if we are using these old pavement asphalt shingles, then there will be a small quantity of bitumen content which we are using, and if that is used in hot mix, so then if the mixture, combined mixture is there, so then the amount of bitumen content in the road surface will be more than 4.3%. So basically, use of this recycled asphalt shingles serves two purposes. One is our new road pavement, the quality of new road pavement improves with the use of this. Second thing, this waste material which we get by grinding the old pavement, we get utilization of that waste material. Clear? So again, using these recycled asphalt shingles, we serve two purposes. One is the waste material is utilized. Second one is we get the pavement, improving the pavement surface, which has the various improved properties of pavement. Clear? So this is how we can use this. So in this slide, different quantities, different types of shingles are there, which we can use by using their different types of properties that is explained. So in this slide, he says we can use maximum up to 5% of the total weight of mixture. Clear? Use of recycled asphalt, we can use up to 5% of the total weight of the mixture. Clear? So these slides again explains in a broad sense. I have already explained that how we can use recycled asphalt shingles. We generally use in a 5-step. If we take the 5 steps in the construction of the national highways or state highways, then in the 4th step, where we lay down DBM or BM on base course, there we can utilize this recycled asphalt shingles. The use of this RAS in the new construction of highways will serve two purposes. One is the waste materials generated from the grinding of the old pavement will be utilized, and second one is we get the good quality of the pavements by using this, because the bitumen content in the new pavement will be improved. This is something about your recycled asphalt shingles. Now the next type of waste which we can use in our highway construction, that is your crumb rubber scrap tires. All you know that old tires which are used either in a highway, old tires in our automobiles or others. So if they are old, they are useless. So by those tires, waste tires, we can use in the asphalt surfacing. What is asphalt and what is bitumen? I have already explained the basic difference between asphalt and bitumen. So if we are using this crumb rubber or scrap tires, so then we will get the improved resistance to skidding. If we are using this crumb tire or scrap tires in the highway construction or in the road construction, then we will be having improved resistance to skidding. Clear? So it also provides asphalt mixture with a high shear strength, which is favorable in withstanding imposed traffic load and preventing the occurrence of cutting. So similarly, in other weather conditions, we get the good resistance of freezing and thawing cycles. So it means if we are using these scrap tires or crumb rubber tires in our pavement construction, in asphalt, so then we will again serve two purposes. One is we are utilizing the waste material, And second one is that we get the improved properties of that new payment, like in the form of improved resistance to skidding. Similarly, है ना, so they will have better resistance for freezing, thawing, all these. Some other benefits of using crumbed rubber tires waste in road construction is that we get the improved stripping resistance, in the on the pavement side, clear. And when they are added up to 30%, then significant improvement in the properties like weathering, strip resisting have been achieved. So again, this crumb rubber tires, scrap tires as a waste material, if we use in the highway construction, so that will serve waste management also of these crumb rubber scrap tires, as well as we get the improved properties of our new payments which we are constructing. Then the third waste material which we can use in our highway construction is foundry sands. So first of all, first question is that from where we get this foundry sand? From where we get this foundry sand? So basically, it is a byproduct of this foundry sand is a byproduct of ferrous and non-ferrous metal casting industry. It is a this foundry sand is a byproduct of ferrous and non-ferrous metal casting industry, and it is classified as fine grained material, consists of high quality silica and a considerable cleanness. Clear? So sand is used, reused at the foundries for many times. Clear? So basically, this material, this foundry sand has been utilized in hot mix asphalt. HMA means hot mix asphalt. This foundry sand is used similarly in subways, embankments, backfill materials. This can be used. Clear? And maximum we can use up to 15%. This foundry sand maximum quantity we can use up to 15% according to the various searches, various research done by the different scientists throughout the world. So we can use this foundry sand in the application part shown that clear. So we can use for road work many times. So but in some time it is not recommended for subways because some environmental problems are there. So various researches done by the different scientists throughout the world have shown that 5 to 15% of the waste subways did not alter OMC or MDD. OMC, all you know, optimum moisture content, MDD, maximum dry density. So one more term here comes CIPR. We have already discussed this. CIPR means cold in place recycling. So basically this CIPR is a method of removing and reusing the existing asphalt surface. It involves, this CIPR involves grinding of top 2 to 5 inches of existing asphalt surface and mixing crushed asphalt with an asphalt recycling agent. So in this we can also use as the this foundry sand as a material, highway construction material. Clear? So utilization of foundry sand in the highway construction solves the purpose of waste management, also improves the various characteristics of the new pavement constructed with the help of foundry sand. Then the next waste material which we can use, next waste material which we can use in the highway construction is coal combustion products, which we can use in coal combustion products or supplementary cementitious material. Coal combustion products or supplementary cementitious material. Clear? So these coal combustion products includes your fly ash. All of you might be knowing fly ash is a end product or waste product which is generated in majority of the cases from the thermal power plants, because the thermal power plants which generate electricity based upon the coal. Coal. So when coal is burnt, then electricity is produced with the help of turbines. But the end product of coal when it is burnt is fly ash. So that is also a big problem, a big waste for its disposal problem. So in this coal combustion products, that includes your fly ash, boiler slag, bottom ash, pond ash, oil. All these are your coal combustion products, supplementary cementitious material. So these, according to in this slide, we can also see RAP, reclaimed asphalt pavement. So these different types of waste we can use in different percentage as shown by the different researchers throughout the world. This slide again shows that various types of coal combustion products, how we can use in the cement stabilized base in different percentages according to the various researches done research throughout the world. Clear? So again, this slide shows that how we can utilize the ash, then pond ash, how we can use in the construction of highways, or it can be used for compactments, filling. All these things are explained in this slide, that how we can utilize the coal combustion products which are treated as a waste materials, how we can use those waste materials in our highway construction to be used as a supplementary cementitious material. Clear? Similarly, in this category, it comes your oil, tar or bituminous sand, ash from oil shale production. Because if we talk in this coal combustion products, different types of waste comes. So this slide explains that in the different categories of waste, how we can utilize these in the highway construction in different stages. Highway construction has different stages, right from the beginning, from your subgrade, then on side filling, embankments, all these. So these different types of your coal combustion products can be utilized in the highway construction. Now the next thing comes RAP. RAP we have discussed. So RAP means reclaimed asphalt pavement. I have already in the beginning I had explained to you that how what is RAP? Reclaimed asphalt pavement. Clear? HMA. What is HMA? Is hot mix asphalt. HMA is hot mix asphalt. RAP is reclaimed, as the name indicates, reclaimed asphalt pavement. Clear? So the rate of utilizing reclaimed asphalt pavement in HMA, that is hot mix asphalt. So it is as low as 8% of the total recycled material. So basically, this comes in the category that in the earlier discussion I have discussed that when we are grinding the old surface, when we are grinding the old pavement, so then the milling machine which is grinding that, so the milling machine that is grinding that, so that utilizes that waste material. Clear? So same thing comes here in this case also. Then this slide again shows that how the different types of waste, or in case of reclaimed asphalt pavement, in use in different stages, at different stages in HME, hot mix asphalt and other things. This percentage is categories is taken by the various, is taken from the data that is done by the various researchers, various scientists which are doing a lot of search in the highways throughout the world. So this data is taken from their researches. Now the next category of waste comes, that is your demolition waste. Next category of waste comes, that is your demolition waste. So all of this picture also shows demolition waste means the waste which we are getting when we demolish any building, any structure, any civil engineering structure. So the waste, so that waste can also be used in our highway construction. Again, that will serve two purposes. One is your waste management, and second one is your utilization in the highway construction in place of the traditional materials which we are using. Clear? So the rate of demand rate, as far as demand rate of construction material is higher. Demand rate for the construction material is higher than rate of generating and recycling. In the earlier discussion of this, we have discussed that demand is higher. There are two terms. One is demand, one is supply. So there is a gap between demand and supply. Demand is more, supply is less. So we have to fill that gap, and that gap can be filled when we will provide some alternatives. So in this whole discussion, we are trying to provide some alternatives in the form of different types of waste which can be utilized in the highway construction. So this demolition waste seems to be a viable option for road construction. Clear? So then waste glass, if we are demolishing a bigger structure, a civil engineering structure, then definitely, or sometimes glass structures, then we will get this waste glass also. So various researches done by the various scientists throughout the world, this research also shows that this waste glass can be also utilized in different percentages in the highway construction. Then another one waste which we can utilize in our highway construction is slag waste. Clear? So slag waste means that, first of all of you might be knowing from where we get the slag. So slag, steel slag has been found to expand. Clear? So basically this is available in the steel rolling mills when we manufacture steel, all these. So various researches shows that this slag waste can also be used in the highway construction. Then the next type of waste which can be utilized in the highway construction is your geopolymers. So this word geopolymer, this comes from polymer. This word geopolymer, this comes from polymer. Clear? So this polymer is a large molecule. Clear? So different types of geopolymers can be used in different forms, like metakaolin here. So if we are using these geopolymers in highway construction, then that payments, that highway construction, new payments or new roads we will get with improved properties, different improved properties. Clear? So this table shows usage of your industrial waste products in highway construction. So this is waste product source, possible uses. This table clearly explains that how we can use different types of waste available in different stages of a highway construction. Like your fly ash is a waste product which we are getting from the thermal power station, you know. So that can be used in the bulk fill. Clear? Similarly, blast furnace slag, you know, this is a end product of a steel industry. So this can be used as base or sub-base material. Clear? Similarly, we have also discussed construction and demolition waste. So that is a product of construction industry, a waste product of construction industry. So that can be also used as base or sub base codes, है ना. इसी तरह different types of waste are there which we get from the different industry, and that can be used in the different stages of our highway construction. So this slide shows your suitability of industrial waste in highway construction. Suitability of industrial waste in highway construction. So these three columns explains how a industrial waste can be used in the highway construction, material advantages and disadvantages. Clear? So this is material is fly ash, you know, then blast furnace slag, their advantages, how we can use this in different stages of highway construction, and what are the disadvantages that is clearly shown on your screen, how we can use in these different types of waste in the highway construction. Clear? So lastly, we come on the conclusion that despite all researches on potential use of recycled material in road structure, yet there is mounds of concerns and knowledge gaps that require intensive investigation and assessment to the interest of building better roads and preserving natural resources. So a lot of research is going on. Clear? So a lot of research is going on how we can utilize these industrial waste in the highway construction. So a simple practically live example I have explained to you that what happens when a important road is constructed. An important road is constructed. I had explained to you 5 stages of that road construction. So in that, the existing bitumen road is grinded with the help of a milling machine, and the small parts, the chipped small parts, are used in the new construction of the pavement. An example of this is if you see Bathinda Chandigarh, a new national highway, that is concrete road, that is rigid road. So, but in some parts, in some pockets, flexible pavement is there, bitumen payments is there. The one reason is that because they have to grind the old bitumen pavement, so that waste material is to be utilized. So this is a practical aspect that in reality, in a real life, this waste product in the form of your asphalt shingles is used in the new pavement construction by using that machine, milling machine, and that is used at the 4th stage of highway construction, that is your D-beam or B. So I will explain now again that 5 stages which are involved for the construction of any important road like your state highway or national highway. So in that, first step is to prepare the subgrade. First step is to prepare the subgrade of approximately 500 mm thickness, that is half meter. So that is prepared by proper compaction, with the help of proper compaction of the soil in different layers. That is the first step. On that, GSB is placed. GSB full form is granular sub base. So in that GSV granular sub-base, approximately 70% of the aggregates are there and 30% of the core sand is there. So mixture of that GSV is placed on the subgrade of 500 mm thickness, and the thickness of the GSV, that is granular subbase, that varies from 150 mm to 250 mm, depends upon the requirements of the pavement surface. Then third step is your base course. So base course is your which we lay down over the GSV, that is granular subbase. So that base course is further of two types which are generally using in the highway construction. One base course is WBM, that is water bound macadam, and second one is WMM. WMM is wet mix macadam. Water bound macadam and wet mix macadam base course. So in the water bound macadam, in situ casting is there, means on the site, and different types of consolidations are there. Wet mix macadam, in which soil is mixed with the aggregates and water mixture is there. Then roller is going on that course to have proper consolidation of that sub base. So in the other type is WMM base course. The second type is WMM. WMM is wet mix macadam. So in the wet mix macadam, the thickness of this base course varies from 150 mm to 225 mm. The thickness of the base course is 150 mm to 225 mm, and generally this base course is taken in the layers of 75 mm thickness. It is taken in the different layers 75 mm thickness. Clear? So in the wet mix macadam, that is WMM, so this is material coming from ready from the plant. Like hot mix plant, there is a wet mix macadam plant is there. The material comes from that plant and placed on the pavement, and roller is going on, and that compacts that WBM. And nowadays, in the important roads, in the national highways, so out of these two, WBM and WMM, generally WMM is used, that is wet mix of macadam. Then the fourth step is our DBM or BM. DBM or BM means, DBM full form is dense bitumen macadam, and BM is bitumen macadam. Clear? So the thickness of this DBM or BM is 50 mm to 100 mm. The thickness of this is 50 mm to 100 mm, and out of this fourth step, this DBM or BM, the thickness varies from 50 mm to 100 mm. Different grades are there, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. So depends upon the requirement, we use these grades. And in this stage of fourth step, we use that waste materials, shingles, which we are getting by grinding the old pavement in the milling machine. So that material is used here. Clear? Fourth step. And the last step of this road pavement is your BC. Basically, so this is fourth, last final step is our BC. So this BC is bitumen content or SDBC, final step of the important road, that is your, that may be national highway or state highway. So bitumen, BC or SDBC. BC means bituminous concrete, or SDBC means semi-dense bituminous concrete. So the thickness of this is generally 30 mm to 50 mm, depends on the requirement. And the thickness of the fourth stage is DBM or BM is 50 mm to 100 mm. Clear? So on total throughout this discussion, what we conclude that various waste materials, which are the end products of different types of industries. So they are a big nuisance. That's a big challenge for their disposal problem. Like in the beginning, we have discussed that industrial waste are of two types. No? One is biodegradable, one is non-biodegradable. So the non-biodegradable waste, disposal of the non-biodegradable waste is a big challenge throughout the world for the top scientists how to dispose of. So if this discussion, this lecture was an attempt to explore the various alternatives for those waste materials which poses a big challenge for the disposal problem. So this discussion was how we can utilize those various industrial waste in our highway construction. So basic difference of some of the terms I had explained you. The one term which we have used in this whole discussion was that LDP. Again, I'm explaining those. One is your LDP, one was your HDPE. So LDPE means low density polyethylene. Basically, low density polyethylene. It is a soft, flexible, lightweight plastic material, and this plastic material has good chemical and impact resistance. Clear? One term we have used in whole discussion was HDPE, that is high density polyethylene. Basically, this HDPE, high density polyethylene, this is a thermoplastic polymer made from petroleum. One term we commonly use, that is your CIPR, RAS we have discussed, that is recycled asphalt shingles, which we get by grinding the old pavements with the help of that milling machine. And one term we have used is RAP, that is reclaimed asphalt pavement. Clear? And one term we here use was CIPR. CIPR is the cold in place recycling. Cold in place recycling. So it is a method of removing and reusing. CIPR is a method of removing and reusing the existing asphalt surface. Clear? It involves grinding of the top 2 to 5 inches of the existing asphalt surface and mixing crushed asphalt with an asphalt recycling method. Clear? So these are the, then one term we used was HMA. HMA is a hot mix asphalt. HMA is a hot mix asphalt. So it is a combination of approximately 95% of the stone, sand or gravel bound together by asphalt cement. Clear? So this is basically a product of crude oil. So these are the some of the basic terms which we have discussed in our discussion. Clear? And I have explained, I have tried to explain you about the various stages of an important state of national highways. So this is all about from my side. Anything you want to ask, open for discussion. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any questions?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
So this is Kumari from SPAV Vijayawada.
Hello.
Sir,
Please
yes, sir.
introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. This is Jagat Kumari from School of Planning and Architecture, Vijayawada.
Yes, yes, please.
Sir, building demolition is can be utilized in the road highways, no, sir?
Yes,
So
yes.
It is used as a sub-base or base course, sir? Is it used or both it is used? So building demolition.
Demolition waste of building can be utilized in the highway construction. What's your question?
it is used in the sub-base or base course?
Depends.
Building.
Listen, any type of waste which we are using in the highway construction, that depends. We have to characterize that. We have to check the properties of that material. I have explained the 5 stages of any important highway construction. I have explained you the 5 stages. That
Yes,
is
sir.
your subgrade GSB, then base course, then DBM or BM, and finally BC or SDBC.
Yes,
So
sir.
depends upon the requirement of particular stage and depends upon the properties of that waste material in which form we are getting, we can use.
Properties means the strength of that building waste, sir. Demolition waste.
Yes, yes, any type of waste. That may be demolition waste, that may be shingles, that may be another. So many waste we have discussed.
Yes, sir. Yes. I am asking only the building waste can be used in both base courses. It depends on the property.
Building in the demolition waste, different type of waste are there, depends upon which type of building is there. Either it is a brick, clear,
yes,
na?
Sir.
Either it is a brick masonry building or a stone masonry building or a RCC building or a steel, depends upon that.
Yeah. Old RCC buildings, if it is a as you said that there is a 2 types of waste is coming from nowadays. So because if the old buildings are there, it has a concrete roofs and the masonry structures, masonry walls would be there. So
Yes.
It has to be separated. The waste, the concrete and the masonry waste could be separated and can be used in the highway lane.
Yes, yes.
Road lane. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Right, sir. Thank you. That clarity.
Any more question? Thank you, Jagat.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Any more query?
Anyone from the participants having any question?
Yes, I would like to ask one question.
Yes, yes, please. First of all, introduce yourself.
Yeah, myself, Dr. D.R. Panchal from MS University, Vadodara.
From which institute?
MS University, the Maharaja Sahaji Rao University of Baroda, Vadodara, Gujarat.
Gujarat. Okay, okay.
Yeah. Sir, you have discussed about the many ways which can be utilized for this road construction. Just I would
Yes.
like to know that the National Highway Authority, what percentage of these various waste they are utilizing in their project as such now, at present scenario?
No, what percentage they are using in that national highway? Which type of waste?
Yeah, you have discussed many types of waste.
We have discussed a number of waste.
Yeah. So, if we talk about suppose this plastic waste, okay?
Yes.
We have discussed about the demolition, that recycle aggregate we can utilize.
Different types of waste. Yes.
Yeah. So, at any material they are utilizing or not?
Hello.
Yeah,
you are
sorry.
not clearly audible. Yes, yes, please.
Yeah. So they are utilizing this type of waste in their project, in various projects.
Yes.
Okay. So, can you give the example this road network they are utilizing this type of demolition waste or this plastic waste, etc.?
Just listen. I have seen this in Punjab. It was a big project, Bathinda to Chandigarh. It was around more than 200 kilometers. In that, they have used this your grinding old bitumen pavement road, grinding with the help of milling machine. They are using at a number of payments. They are using, for example, I am explaining. Suppose bitumen condition of bitumen percentage is suppose 4.3%, and when they take that grinding material, old pavement grinding material, so then they that milling machine converts into small pieces, and that they take in the hot mix plant. When that is mixed with that, so instead of 4.3%, suppose they added only 3% instead of 4.3%, they saved 1.3% of bitumen. But if they will mix with the old grinding pavement material with that, so which is having already bitumen content, so nutshell, if they will place on the pavement that material and bitumen content is checked, we will get more than 4.3% of the bitumen. So you just understand that on the one hand, they have saved 1.3% of bitumen. On the other hand, they while checking the quality of the pavement, we are getting more than 4.3%. Why? Because in the old pavement, grinding old pavement, bitumen content is there. When we have mixed with the hot mix plant, that mix plant, so then we are getting that. So this practice is going on at so many highway projects.
Okay.
Similarly, if we go for some research throughout the nation and in the different states, different types of waste may be utilized. That needs a comprehensive study, practical utilization. This I have seen. Whatever I am explaining you in contrast with your this recycled shingles or these old bitumen pavements, this I have seen.
Okay. And one more thing, sir, I would like to.
Please.
Yeah. So nowadays, this FRP rebar is also available in market, and that strength is high.
FRP?
Yeah, fiber reinforced polymer rebar.
Yes, yes.
So that strength is higher than the tensile strength of the steel. So that can be also utilized in RCC road network. So do you aware with any project that they have utilized this type of FRP rebar?
No. In our Punjab, I have not seen any highway project which is utilizing this. That may be used in other states because a lot of highway construction is going on under the dynamic leadership of our Honorable Cabinet Minister of the Government of India, Shri Nitin Gadkari ji. We are touching the highest figure per day construction of the road network. So that may be utilized in other states.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Panchalji. Thank you. Any more question?
Hello, sir.
Yes, please. First of all, introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, myself, Ayyappan, sir. Sir, myself, Ayyappan from SRM Alliam Engineering College, Tamil Nadu, sir.
Tamil. Please.
Sir, regarding for my question is, what is the difference between for usage of old engine oil and then newer engine oil, sir? Can you any factors we are considering, sir, usage of oils regarding for in using concrete?
No. What's your question? I'm not understanding.
Sir, can you please that is the difference? What is the difference in used engine oil? Sir, regarding for your presentation, for there is one of the type of waste using for used oil, engine oil.
Used oil. That depends.
Yes, sir. Regarding that no, sir. Like what is the difference, sir? They love like using used engine oil or like new engine oil. Can you any difference in fresh? There is like concrete fresh state or hardened state. Can you any difference, sir?
No. I have already explained that as far as different types of waste are concerned, for their utilization in our highway construction, I had explained you in the broad sense different stages of highway construction. So it depends upon the local requirement, which type of road you are constructing and which type of material you require and how we can replace that material with the traditional conventional material. So according to the local requirements, depends upon the type of road, then we can utilize that by studying the properties of the existing material and that waste material. Either that may be oil or other one.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Any more question? It's okay now, Kundan?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Manjit Bansal, sir, for your valuable lecture on the topic of waste materials and byproducts in highway construction. Any question from the participants? Now we end our first session for day 2. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Kundan, Sukhdeep, and head of the Civil Engineering Department, Dr. Rakesh Singhlaji, for giving me another chance for interacting with you on this important topic, which is the need of the hour today's, because this is a big challenge throughout the world in front of the different scientists, how to dispose of these different types of waste, industrial waste, which are non-biodegradable. So thank you
Thank you,
all.
sir. Thank you, sir.